Hey there, social butterflies and hermit crabs alike. Why it seems like your friends have more friends than you do. Spoiler alert, it's not because you're less likable or socially inept. In fact, it's all about the fascinating world of social networks and a little thing called the friendship paradox. So picture this. You're scrolling through your social media feed, and it looks like everyone's living their best life, surrounded by an army of friends. Meanwhile, you're sitting there in your pajamas, wondering if your cat counts as a social connection. Don't worry, we've all been there. But here's the kicker. This perception isn't just in your head. There's actual maths behind it. Let's break it down, shall we? The friendship paradox, first observed by sociologist Scott Feld in 1991, states that on average, most people have fewer friends than their friends have. I know. It sounds like some sort of witchcraft or a glitch in the matrix. But stick with me and I promise it'll all make sense. Imagine a high school with 100 students. In this school, we have a mix of social butterflies and wallflowers. Let's say we have 10 super popular kids who each have 50 friends, and 90 average Joes who have 10 friends each. Now, if we randomly pick a student and ask them how many friends they have, there's a 90% chance we'll pick an average Joe with 10 friends. But here's where it gets interesting. If we ask that student about their friends' friend counts, suddenly we're much more likely to hear about those popular kids with 50 friends. Why? Because those popular kids are connected to way more people, so they show up in more people's friend lists. It's like they're social network celebrities photobombing everyone's friendship pictures. The result? When you look at your friends' social lives, you're more likely to see these social superstars, skewing your perception of what's normal in terms of friend count. Now let's take this beyond high school and into the real world. Think about your own social circle. You probably have that one friend who seems to know everyone. They're always telling stories about different people, organizing get-togethers, and their birthday parties look like small festivals. Meanwhile, you're over here struggling to remember if you've talked to anyone besides your mom this week. But here's the thing. That super connector friend of yours, they're pulling up your average. When you think about your friends' social lives, that person and others like them are disproportionately represented. It's not that all your friends are social gods and goddesses. It's just that the ones who tend to cast a long shadow. Let's dive a little deeper into the maths. Shall we? Don't worry. I promise to keep it light. No calculus required. Imagine we have a simple network of 5 people: Alice, Bob, Charlie, David, and Eve. Alice is our social butterfly and is friends with everyone. Bob and Charlie are moderately social and are friends with Alice and each other. David and Eve are a bit more introverted and are only friends with Alice. So let's count. Alice has 4 friends. Bob has 2 friends. Charlie has 2 friends. David has 1 friend. Eve has 1 friend. The average number of friends in this group is 2. But now let's look at it from each person's perspective. Alice's friends have an average of 1.5 friends. Bob's friends have an average of 3 friends. Charlie's friends have an average of 3 friends. David's friends have an average of 4 friends. Eve's friends have an average of 4 friends. See what happened there? 4 out of 5 people in this network have friends who, on average, have more friends than they do. Mind blown. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but how does this apply to my life? Should I just accept that I'm destined to be less popular than my friends? Hold your horses there, partner. This isn't about popularity contests or social inadequacy. In fact, understanding the friendship paradox can be oddly comforting and even useful. First off, it's a reminder that your perception of social norms might be skewed. When you're feeling like a social outcast because you didn't get invited to 3 parties this weekend, remember that your view of what's normal is probably inflated. Those Instagram stories of packed parties and group vacations, they're the highlight reels of the social butterflies in your network, not the average experience. Secondly, this paradox can actually be pretty handy in certain situations. Let's say you're trying to spread information quickly. Maybe you're promoting a charity event or trying to warn people about a zombie apocalypse. Hey, you never know. Targeting your most connected friends is likely to be more effective than choosing people at random. It's like having a secret shortcut to the social grapevine. The friendship paradox also pops up in some unexpected places. Epidemiologists use it to track and predict the spread of diseases. By monitoring the friends of randomly selected people, they can detect outbreaks earlier than by just watching random individuals. It turns out your popular friends aren't just good for expanding your social circle. They might also be sentinel nodes for the next flu season. Who knew? But let's bring it back to you and your social life. Understanding the friendship paradox doesn't mean you should start trying to rack up friends like they're Pokemon. Quality over quantity, folks. Instead, try to appreciate the unique perspectives and experiences each of your connections brings to your life. Maybe you're not the person with 1,000 Facebook friends, but you might be the one people turn to for deep, meaningful conversations or rock-solid support. And hey, if you're still feeling a bit down about your perceived lack of social connections, remember this. Having fewer connections isn't necessarily a bad thing. It might mean you're more selective about who you let into your inner circle. It could indicate that you value deeper, more meaningful relationships over a wide but shallow social network. In the age of social media, where everyone's competing for likes and followers, there's something to be said for curating a smaller, more genuine group of friends. Moreover, the number of friends you have doesn't define your worth or happiness. Some of the most fulfilled people have small, tight-knit social circles, while others thrive in large, bustling networks. The key is finding what works for you and nurturing the connections that bring value to your life. So the next time you're feeling like the least popular person in your friend group, remember the friendship paradox. It's not that you're doing something wrong or that you're less likable than others. It's just maths playing tricks on your perception. Your friends probably feel the same way about their own social lives. In conclusion, embrace your unique social fingerprint. Whether you're the connector bringing people together, or the reliable friend who's always there for deep conversations, you play a vital role in your social ecosystem. The friendship paradox isn't a judgment on your social skills or likability. It's just a quirky feature of how social networks function. So go forth, armed with this knowledge, and rock your social world. Strike up a conversation with that quiet person in the corner. They might just become your new best friend. Or don't, and enjoy a quiet night in with your cat. Either way, you're navigating the complex world of human connections, and that's pretty amazing in itself. Remember, in the grand social network of life, we're all just nodes trying to find our edges. Some of us might have more connections, but every single one is valuable. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go explain to my cat why she has more feline friends than I do. Spoiler alert, it's probably because she's better at meowing